Oh my gosh, does it save a lot of time? And there's your choice. There's your first portion of student choice. It is. I love doing it at the beginning of the year or beginning of a new class. Sometimes I'll pair it up like, find a partner that has the same color eyes, you're the 9 o'clock partners, or you know what I mean? Like you can do it a million ways. But I do love it, and it's a good way to get kids, you know, you can even say, all right, you two are pairing up for 12 o'clock, but you can find your other 3 partners. So it's just a really neat way to do that. So now that we have our partners, throughout, I will ask you to meet with a certain partner that you have. But for the first activity, we're going to take our best bang for the buck page that you had a hard time figuring out, or filling out, I'm sorry, and we're going to meet with our partners and see what they have. Let's listen to one another. I don't know if I do this. They might say something and you're like, oh my gosh, I do that. Or, that's a great idea. So right now, we're going to learn from the experts in the room. And so I would like for everyone to take a pen and to take your chart. And I would like for you to meet with your 11 o'clock partner to find out what kind of student choice activities do they do. I'm so happy for you.
So what do you do?
It's the little things, isn't it?
It is.
Honey, I left it this morning.
About that.
You're loud.
Whatever works. Especially in our one, our summative for painting is, we go through color theory, as well as little stuff that she'll have to do. So we have all kinds of emotions. Towards their choice, melancholy, lethargic, and they just draw it out of the bag. They don't have it, they draw it out of the bag. So everybody has something. They're not traveling like crazy. Left this one at 2, and then they have to. Linda's got they can convey it any way they want, but they have to either make you very much aware that that's how they.
But it is, it's good people. I had the summer function. I tell you what, it's always so funny how like we're thinking about our travel license. The moon was so big, all the way down here. I had just this huge and anything. I mean, it's just been nonstop. It really has. Everything's wet. And again, this
So they have at least for their first part of it.
yeah, I see her. I was just trying to,
Especially you're learning technique and then it's all about you get really second, they did a lot of choice first semester too, but second semester what they decide to display and not display. So they never display. Cross statute was really considered. And they have a scale. Usually they have circles, shapes. They have to do all of they terrible. Because you need to practice. I am one class of being able to teach.
Time. Okay, finish your thought. Please feel free once again to write down each other's ideas. Next, I would like for you to meet with your 1 o'clock partner and do the same thing. 1 o'clock partners.
We'll make girl come back. Come on, girl. Hey, Chris, any girl, come on. We're both over here. She was right there. Oh. All right, 3 minutes. All right, take care. Welcome. We're talking about we are meeting with peers right now. We're talking about students. Like, what do we do in our classroom?
They get to choose the day, although if I see the same two, I don't know what's going on. That's some reason they just like
It's very strange.
I don't nearly as much. The other was just going away. Instead of reading, plus we had library out of the stayed in my yard. This gives them. For example, so I told them to go on my yard and there's 3 options there. There's the graphic novel. You want to do the comic book? Read the comic book now. They like it.
Time. Finish your thought. Okay. Same thing. Meet with your partner at 5 o'clock. Your 5 o'clock partner. 5 o'clock somewhere. See, the principal walk in when I say that. So 5 o'clock partner. All right, 3 minutes. I do. But they're all, because I go bigger, and council, we will try to move those that are bringing in on campus, so I make sure they're very serious. So they just go, if it's not what they're doing, tell them is a fact. They're almost done to show it. And that's down at paper telling me where
originated in what world?
They can make it current, not make it.
Statistics and then how it migrated to the United States.
Very structural. Second
I don't think that's it.
I can't tell them where the reason they're capable, they can show that, and it gives them and it is very structured, when you start stepping in, usually that works well. Normally they have one spray bottle, step I've had 2 or 3 times, but I don't actually put it in the planning unless.
Not yet.
I didn't put on there whenever I do retake.
Right.
So whatever they feel like. Usually once the time. But
Time. Okay, our last buddy should be 7 o'clock. Meet with your 7 o'clock buddy and finish up your choice. 7 o'clock. Okay.
I don't know what's gonna agree with that.
It is the thing, you're right. She does have a great thing. That's because the teacher like a front of the diaphragm. I didn't know they started when I first started, and they said, can I do that? And I said, absolutely. So I just kept that band in my hand. It does seem to be inside out. But look it up on inventory of Brian, it'll show you And time. I don't know why it didn't ding there for a second, but that is time. It didn't ding. It didn't ding. Okay. So I would like for everyone to come back to their original tables. That's it. She's going to give me the same. I usually bring it. Okay. So, what I want you to do at your table is I want each of you to kind of share the one that you like the most with your table. And we're going to kind of report out a little bit in a moment. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk as a table group and say, hey, this was a neat idea. I really liked this, whatever. And then at the end, we're going to kind of present as a small group. Okay? 2 minutes to kind of share the favorite ones that you had. All right? 2 minutes. You may begin. Sorry, I didn't mean intentionally to leave you out of the table group.
Hey, have a our tennis t-shirts from a few years ago.
Company name, as they were presenting the first two to the drivers.
There you go.
Drop the mic.
You know my grades. Now, we'll take our jobs.
Are you outside?
Yes. No, I can switch that. No, we're not doing no trades. No trades, no trades, no trades. No trades, I get out of one.
We are rocking and rolling. 25 seconds to kind of come up with a consensus.
I thought it was like
It doesn't have to be just one either. I love it. Okay, time. All right, so let's share out. Let's share out some big ideas. I did hear some people say I was choosing, I was having choice and didn't even know it. Lots of times that happens. So from this table, share some things that you guys talked about as the ones that you really thought were great ideas.
Like the kid wants their kids to draw when they take their vocabulary and stuff. Like I'm the art teacher and my kids don't even draw when they take vocabulary. So I mean occasionally like show me how to cross hatch so you'll see, but that's it.
Right.
And she lets them totally illustrate them if they need to.
Who is that does that?
Kim.
Kim, tell me about that activity.
The drawing one,
Yes, ma'am.
it's a vocabulary strategy, and I did it more with my IEP kids, but
Yeah.
I found that my kids who were more drawn to art, my artsy kids, find it easier, even though they could show me that, as long as they can show me they understand, then they can draw it. So instead of going and finding the definition, and so they have to explain to me what it is. That's several, not this year yet, but that's one of my favorite ones. Because it always, my IEP is always.
Absolutely, I would enjoy it. As a goal, what is our goal as a teacher? To impart knowledge to the end that students can show us what? They understand and master it, comprehend it. Does it matter whether they draw it, write it, sing it, say it, act it out? No, not really. Not really. There are situations in which they have to write and situations in which they have to speak. But there are times when all they need to do is show us they understand. So I think that that's a great activity. Let me hear some others. Go Travis, go Travis, go Travis.
Okay, so I said, apparently everyone else jumped on the bandwagon, that,
As he looks at you,
yeah,
by the way.
I said that when I give an assessment, usually if it's not a project-based assessment, the first go around I'll usually make it multiple choice, but obviously I give them an opportunity to redo, retake. So when they do the retake, I give them an option of how they want to retake or demonstrate that they understand the target. So usually I find that second go around, the first go around they usually prefer multiple choice, 9 out of 10 students. The second go around, I find that 9 out of 10 prefer to write their answers out because they'd rather you be able to see what they actually understand or don't understand. You know, maybe you can award them credit or you know, see where they're at. So I would find it to be kind of interesting, and I usually give them that option.
I like that, and I like that you're giving them an option for a second go-round. Once again, our goal is to make sure that they are mastering things, so not necessarily to fail things. So giving them the option of doing that again. Assessment, studies show, is one of the natural places to give student choice, especially formative assessments. Lots of things. Remember when I said just a little bit ago, and studies show this, back to the basics, that kids need to read, talk about it, write. Kids should write 10 times more than what you're able to grade. Boom, option for choice. Let them write something. Then let them choose which one they think is the best and turn it in for a grade. That's student choice. For that assessment kind of thing, let them decide how they want to show you, I know what I'm talking about. It's funny that you say multiple choice. Kids will choose multiple choice all the time because they think it's the easy way out. All I have to do is circle something. Then they find out, darn it, well, I didn't mean that. If I write it out, then I know. So that is one of the natural places. Let them write. Then you say at the end of the week, okay, let me have the one that you think you did the best on this week, and I'll grade that one. It's wonderful. So you have, I think, and as an English teacher, I did the same thing. I wanted to hold back a little bit because I couldn't grade everything. Well, why do you need to grade everything? You don't. Let them write things and then let them choose.
Katie, you could do that. That would be a great way to do choices if they are having to choose whether they do the homework or not. Right? Tell them you're going to choose them. Let them choose. If they wanted something,
Absolutely.
they get that on a picture. That could be
Yeah.
an incentive to do the homework.
Yeah,
Have something on hold, maybe, to.
that's a great idea. Even like with your art, you know, let them create a couple prototypes, for lack of a better word, and let them decide which one they're going to turn in for their project grade. Lots of ways for assessments. This table. No, we already did this table. What am I talking
Chris
about?
had given it, I was going to tell him, give him a share. Go ahead, it was good, I'm not just pointing it
Oh, okay, he's being serious.
out. I am being serious.
I don't know what to say about that.
About the song. Because we all.
I just gave them options on how to present it.
Good.
Whether they can, sing it, they can do it crazy, old PowerPoint, whatever they want to do.
That's awesome. I really like that. Because who knows better than the student on how to show you what they know? Don't you remember that, if you took a test when you were in school and you were like, if I just could have told them, if I could have just explained to them what I meant, You know, why not? And I'm once again not saying this applies for everything, that you should stop what you're doing and do this all. But for that one project, for that one area, let them have some choice on how they show you what they've learned. Okay, keeping those thoughts, we're going to put all this thing together. Let's go on to our next thing. When we have student choice, this is very, very important. There are two things we must keep in mind. One is that students must feel their decisions will have an impact on their learning. So, giving the students the option of what color to paint the wall is not student choice per se. Unless somebody has a complete aversion to red and might hurt somebody if it's red. But this is something, they have to feel like you're giving them a choice that matters. Once again, remember too, we are control freaks, and somewhat we have to be. We have to, but think about your children. Do you let your kids, when they're babies, decide, do you say, go in your room and find what to wear? And they come out in a Batman costume and high heels? No, I don't know if that really happens. I don't know why I think that, but you can, I remember, to my daughter, I'll say, okay, you can have this outfit or this outfit. They're both good choices, they still get to choose. And it does have an impact. It does have an impact. Did someone over there wear a Batman costume and heels or something? Is that what this one is? He's really red. Travis.
No, not me. I just thought coming back.
Travis,
No,
are you?
I didn't. But
He wore the Catman outfit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Catwoman outfit.
Catwoman?
Catman.
Catman.
it was a long time ago, guys.
He was young, he needed the money.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep forgetting I'm videotaping. All right. And finally, it cannot be lip service. You cannot say, I'm giving you choice, and then you're really not. You know what I mean? You know that your kids catch on to stuff uber fast. They know when you're yanking their chain. They know. So, two important things, once again, it must be a choice that impacts their learning, that it actually is a choice, and that it cannot be lip service. Two very important points. Where can we provide? Thinking about how it impacts their learning, thinking about not being lip service, where are natural places for it to happen? Tasks. By tasks, I mean, thank you. Tasks. We think about assessments, but do we think about tasks? Do we say, all right guys, these are the standards we have to learn. All right? Which ones do you want to do this way? Which ones do you want to do that way? How do you want to show me? That's where you would have them talking about decisions to make about how they're going to do it in classrooms. All right? We'll go into each one of these more. Reporting formats, that's kind of like what you were talking about. Do they sing it? Do they do a Prezi? Do they do a PowerPoint? What do they do? Learning goals. This is a biggie, but when you have kids who become reflectual, you can actually ask them to tell you, what is your goal for this? How can you do this? What is the best way for you to provide this information? And finally, behaviors. Choice of seating. Some of you will do that, some of you will not. Will a choice of seating impact their learning? Absolutely. Absolutely. So you know in certain situations that you're not going to be able to allow certain kids to sit certain places or by certain people. So let's go into these a little more further. Here's some information that I found from an Education Week article. And this kind of goes into some specifics. One of my favorite things to allow students to choose is something called a learning menu. You know, when you go to a restaurant, you have a menu. And you get to choose your drink, and you get to choose your appetizers, and you get to choose whether you want an appetizer, and you have a meal, and you have a dessert. Well, those kinds of things can happen also with projects, and with novels, and with different kinds of things. When we talk about these, we think of this content in terms of appetizers, entrees, and desserts. You can opt to provide as many courses to your students. So this is where the main courses are the things you're telling them you have to do. The appetizers, they have to choose one of those to do. The desserts, there are always kids who would like to add a little more or something. Or if they have a special skill or something that they want to add to. Each course has a variety of activities that the students can select from, and students work through the activities and report on the reflection on learning after each course. So let's take a look at a learning menu. Appetizers. These are things that are negotiable. So as we're talking about these, I want you to be thinking in your mind, where in the world could I use this? Students select one item to complete here. The main dish. These are the things they have to do. An assignment or a project that everyone must complete. Side dishes. These are once again negotiables. Things that they can add to. This is where they may be able to select to. And of course, all of this is just a sample. And finally, desserts. They are optional but irresistible assignments or projects. So, if they have drawn something, they might have the option of building that or making a scale from it. Options should be high interest and challenging. Students choose one of these enrichment options. So this is where they take it to the next level. This is where kids might have extra credit. Or this is where kids can really shine. Here's another sample menu, and I think I might have some of these somewhere for you. Menu specials for the week. This is how one person put them up here. They gave them a main dish. They had to complete all of these. Side dish, they had to at least pick one. And desserts, they could pick one of those too. And there's a sample. If you go to Google and put in sample learning menus, if you go to Pinterest and put in sample learning menus, you will get thousands. You can also set them up yourself too. But one thing about Pinterest, I haven't had an original thought since 2009. I got rid of all my code. I don't know anything. But no, seriously, there are some great things out there, and I'm a big fan of why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. If there's something out there that you can tweak and make your own, use it. So thinking about this, thinking about that, my son, my 13-year-old son, he's sons. Okay, so I want to teach you a life hack, or a teacher hack real quick. You know those poster paper that has the sticky stuff on it that are $35 for 20 sheets and that are cumbersome to walk around with? I can't fly with them, I can't take them anywhere. So I had to fly to Arkansas, and I needed some of those. And I got to Arkansas at like 11 o'clock at night. Nothing